but they just go along. They go along, they take their paychecks, and they accept their social status, elevated social status, and whatever circuit they want to be involved in it, and there you have it. But now it's just so overly emotional. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. Welcome back to the show. Matt, how the hell you feeling, dude?
Hello, Francis.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Oh, man, that microphone sounds awful. I'm having so many problems in this room. I was just on the phone with Rode, and I'm like, dude, this is a brand new Rodecaster that they swapped out the other one. These are $800 units.
Damn.
It was a part of our big technological revamp over here last year. I should say earlier this year. And there's such horrible radio interference, and I got to find out where the hell it's coming from, because it's really affecting a lot of things. The buzzing is killing me. It really is. And I have so much going on. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
You hear it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. I don't know what the hell
it's
to do.
gone now. No,
No?
it's back.
It's back. It sounds like you're speaking through a Nintendo game. Like it's some kind of, I don't know, it sounds like those terrible 8-bit sound effects for rockets or something like that. It's terrible. So I have to find what the hell's going on. I think everything in here is grounded. We have some really good equipment we're running. And but next week, ladies and gentlemen, a week from today, I'll probably still be here working a week from today on a little bit of redecorating in here. Everything's coming up off the walls. Everything's coming away from the walls. There's going to be new hits of paint. I'm just taking this place into a new direction, just improving constantly. Want to do that. And now I have to address this at some point. So I don't know where the fix is going to come from, but God, they were perplexed when I was on the phone with Rode. They finally said, yeah, let's get on the phone. I want to see what's going on here. They couldn't believe me. So welcome to the show. Welcome to it all. Hey, Matt, did you hear? I want you to take a listen to this. I want you to take a listen to this. 1.5 minutes long of a guy that we're going to be saying goodbye to, that we've now said goodbye to, that we're not going to be hearing anymore. Just an absolute legend, John Sterling. Listen to this.
Well, here are the totals for the Dodgers: 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 10. For the Yankees, 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, which is why they gave up the lead, and they left 12. Blake Trinan is the winner. He's 2-0. Walker Buehler gets to save his first. Tommy Kahnle, the loser, he's 0-1. Now the Dodgers win the World Series 4-1, and the final score tonight in a terrific L.A. rally, down 5-0. They win the ball game 7-6. Here at Yankee Stadium on Yankees baseball.
Now he comes back.
Now, please stay tuned for the Verizon Yankees postgame show with Justin Shackle. That is next. And for Susan Waldman, this is John Sterling saying so long from Yankee Stadium. The final, the Dodgers win the World Series in 5 games. They beat the Yankees tonight 7-6. Have a good night on the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network.
That's it, man.
What do you have, cancer?
No, he's just 86. He's 86, so he couldn't do it anymore. You can tell he's very tired, but just what a professional right to the end. Didn't say anything about himself. Didn't call attention to that this is it. Just what a professional. I got to say. It's going to be really that right there. His voice is like the soundtrack to so many summers and falls. It's just that was nice. Nice and good for him. He deserves the vacation. So there you have that.
That's more than a vacation.
Yeah, well, I know. At 86, that's retirement, man. It's over. Oh, he was struggling toward the end. It's hard. It's hard to do that. Hard to do it. So, other than that, let's just get this one kicked off, shall we? I want to just jump right on into it. And away we go. Don't go anywhere.
Check out the third channel. The third channel. It's still running. Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time. You've got to... Please, stop it. Stop it now. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!
And she said no. And I realized this is how long my mother's even been to a game, let alone never been to a World Series game.
What's been playing 7 years?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah, something like that. So it's been at least that long. So as soon as I asked her that question, no sooner did she say no, she hadn't seen him ever before. He hits that 2-run home run. She's crying like a baby. It was really great to see, And then of course, that's just the Yankees. I promise you, were there all year. Came out in the 5th inning.
It was the old stadium, bro.
I know.
They would never lose in that old stadium.
It was neck and neck, though. If you look at all aside from the defensive, the errors and the base running, it's crazy. It's crazy as far as run output and everything else and pitching. It was neck and neck. We're just very bad fundamentally. You can't buy that. You got to develop it.
All the Yankee ghosts are across the street still.
Yeah, probably. In the softball field. That's where the old stadium is. It's a softball field now.
Or else all those errors would have been committed by the Dodgers, because that's how shit used to work at the old Yankee Stadium.
Game 4 is the way that went. All the breaks went the other way. So, oh shit. I said, what's this? And it was a huge momentum shift. But I don't know. That's all in the past now. Take a look at this, because this is the future, the very near future, and it is nuts. These people are out of their mind. Now, this is from Zero Hedge. Execute her? Fake news invents new outrage when Trump suggests Liz Cheney serve in the wars that she promotes. Okay, no, this is nuts. The left has fabricated. Let me put this down a little bit. I don't know. I'm having problems over here with all the audio. It's really upsetting me. Let me just make sure I'm okay. Over there, that's fine. The left has fabricated a new hit on Donald Trump, suggesting that he said Liz Cheney should be executed after he clearly said she should fight in the wars that she advocates for which she advocates. While discussing Cheney with Tucker Carlson, Trump said, she's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it, when the guns are trained on her face and not when she's over here, just like her father. You know how they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy, end quote. This is all stuff that he's saying. But, of course, they are out of options, and they're all out of fucks. Take a listen to it.
And Cheney was he said, I really want to thank you. He said, now I'm so glad that I actually endorsed you. It's amazing, but that you would do this. And I didn't speak to him about it. But then, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. So whether it's her, whether it's Dick, I was surprised a little bit with Dick Cheney. I didn't know him at all. I only had essentially the 1 or 2 phone calls, and it was only a call saying, thank you very much for doing that for Scooter Libby. That was nice. And Scooter Libby, by the way.
You don't need to know Dick Cheney to know of him. I think that his public works is more than enough to know that this guy's a piece of shit and a bloodthirsty maniac. And of course, I guess the nut doesn't fall far from the tree. But again, leave it to these people to turn essentially an anti-war, pro-peace statement one that people have been saying and writing songs about for generations. Why don't we send the politicians' sons and daughters first into war? They like to send the poor, the middle class into war to fight for one thing or another. All the ulterior motives for going into the Middle East or North Africa or anything else. You know, what resources are you trying to secure? What tin pot dictator are you trying to replace with someone a little bit more, complementary to your current regime, or whatever the will of the bureaucracy over here is? I mean, how many generations worth of songs have expressed that very point that Donald Trump just said over here? You know? Send the politician's son. Why does the poor always have to go do the dying and the fighting? And the Drudge Report. This was from this morning. Trump calls for Cheney's execution. That's from this morning. And this, I took these screenshots right before I went live. This is the Drudge Report as of 20 minutes ago. It's still there. But even worse, the top left corner, world in shock. Ex-president increases violent threats against opponents. Liz Cheney, this is how dictators destroy free nations. This is the daughter of Dick Cheney. The destruction of free nations. Yeah. We were talking about this the other night. I asked the question, if anybody knows the real story about what happened to the Drudge Report. I don't think that Matt Drudge has anything to do with this anymore. I got vague answers about how there was a sell-off, but he hasn't been making any statements about anything since then, that there's probably had something to do with an NDA. I can't imagine, even if he's not a fan of Donald Trump, that if Matt Drudge, that if he was still in charge of what was being curated on the site, that this would happen to it. I mean,
I remember him from back in the day.
Look, so they leave it up there. Trump calls for Cheney's execution, and now they added 3 more lines. Wants military tribunal. Arizona AG investigates. Harris condemns his violent rhetoric. Dude, we can laugh it off, but it's not. It's not.
People believe it,
dude. It's not. It's serious stuff. I take this very seriously when I see these psychopaths, usually emotionless and like gray alien surgical with everything that they do, not a care in the world, to see how incredibly crazy they become and how loud they have become. It reeks of desperation, and of course, desperate times calls for desperate measures. What does that mean over the course of the next 10 days? God knows. And listen, there's lines below it. There's lines below it too. It's dominating the entire front. Trump floats the idea of executing Joint Chiefs Chairman Milley. Fox laughs off his death threats. MSNBC, dark warnings turn dire. It keeps going. Parade float of Kamala Harris chained to Trump truck sparks outrage. It's simulating a lynching. They are going insane. Insane.
Well, let's see what happens on Tuesday.
How you feeling? I mean, that's a big day for you.
My life depends on it. I might have a few days left, and I'm okay with it. Whatever.
It's whatever. I don't know. I think everybody's here. Everybody's here to rally to your cause. They want to make sure that you're all right and you're ready to go, and you're being safe. But I don't know, man. I think everybody has some jitters right now. Yeah. How do you not? How do you not? It's either if you get jitters, you get butterfly. I'm going to a party. I can't wait to show up.
You know, it's because he was supposed to fucking dominate the last election, right? But look what happened, and nothing was done, and it just feels like the same thing again is going to happen. Yeah, it feels weird, but who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's take some calls. That's what I want to hear. I want people to call in. 914. Matt's here. He hasn't been here for a couple of weeks. I'm sure he'd like to talk to some people, ask questions, tell a joke. Let us know how you're dealing with your election day jitters, if you got any, and let's go with it, because I'm pretty excited. You know, butterflies,
Yeah, it's a mix of stuff, but I'm pretty excited. I just want to, I want to shit or get off the pot. And obviously, we're not going to be able to get off the pot without shitting. It's not going to happen. So 914-200-0269, 914-200-0269. Give us a call. It'll be great to hear from you all. 914-200-0269. Now, in the meantime, I'd like to throw something out there. And this is from a member of the audience, Molly Arty. We were talking about the monkey's paw, the era of the monkey's paw of politics. You know the story of the monkey's paw, right, Matt?
No, I don't think so. I think I do.
Okay, so we did this last night, a short story for one of our book club sessions, the last one of 2024. And the essential message, the moral of the story for the monkey's paw is be careful what you wish for. And you had this small little family in England, the White family, Mr. and Mrs. White and their son Herbert. And one night it's a stormy night outside. They're all getting together. The father and son are playing chess. Mother is knitting by the fire. It's perfectly cozy. You think you got a really, really nice life. Well, a knock is at the door, and this Sergeant Major Morris shows up. He knows Mr. White from way back when. He's a military man. And he shows up, and of course, he's a very well-traveled man. And as they're getting together and libations and whiskey and all that, Mr. White asks Sergeant Major Morris about this. Tell me again about that story about this monkey's paw that he picked up somewhere in the Orient. I don't know, India, something like that. That was cursed by some sort of a holy man out there. And pretty much what it was this monkey's paw, this mummified little ratty paw that if you hold it and you make a wish, the person who possesses the paw has 3 wishes. Only thing is that this curse, it tends to teach you a lesson every time you make a wish. They learn that the couple of guys before the father got a hold of it made 2 wishes, and the third one was for his own death. They're wishing for death by the second time they got the wish. They all thought it was bunk. It was bullshit. And anyway, what do they need anything with the paw? They have a perfect little life, this little family in England. Anyway, Mr. White, at the beckoning of his son Herbert, said, hey, well, listen, we have everything we need, but wouldn't it be nice to have the mortgage gone and all that stuff? Ask for £200, thinking that it's just all bunk anyway. Well, he makes the wish, and that's the end of Act 1. Act 2, Mr. and Mrs. White get a knock on the door from Herbert's employer down at the factory. Herbert has been mangled beyond belief. He's dead. He's unrecognizable other than the clothes that he was wearing. And they want to compensate the family. It's for £200. Start realizing that nothing comes for free and everything. There's always a price for something. The second wish, of course, was ghoulish. They wished for their son back to life. Only thing is that he came back to life the way that they buried him. And there's this knock at the door. You start wondering what the hell's on the other side of the door. What does he look like? The mother's trying to open it up. And finally, the third wish is made. Just send him back. Good. Make him go away. It's an incredible story. I learned about it from my father. Apparently, my grandfather directed it on stage sometime many, many years ago. And there's been many other remakes of it. I think they put it into Creepshow decades ago too. I remember seeing that myself. That was a weird one. But anyway, it was this whole idea of be careful what you wish for. And there are no shortcuts. And that's what we have. So Molly Arty in the chat room, one of our resident artists, put this in there. She said that we are in the era of the monkey's paw of politics. And I thought it would be really nice to read this tonight. So let's do it. Number 1, listen to this. I figured why not? The election is a specter looming over everything right now, and a list of wishes we might reconsider if given the opportunity. Number 1, wish for simplicity in politics. People wished for straightforward, honest politics. What did they get? A political landscape where straightforward now means tweets and honesty is measured in sound bites. The paw chuckled as politicians became influencers and policy debates turned into a who can post the most viral, if not always truthful, content. Number 2, a wish for global unity. In an era where global cooperation was the dream, the paw granted it by making everyone so interconnected that a sneeze in one country could cause a global health crisis. Now, international summits look like awkward family dinners where everyone's trying not to mention the elephant in the room, or in this case, the virus. It's not even just the bio-war aspect of this either. It's not even about that. I mean, you think about any of the social problems that we have over here, things that happen in the street. People are, protesting for one reason or another. They had George Floyd protests in like Paris and shit. I mean, that's where we're at. There's a wish for dynamic leaders. The electorate wished for leaders with charisma and dynamism. The paw and its infinite jest gave us reality TV stars, dementia patients, and go-go girls, go-go dancers. As politicians, where policy making sometimes feels like watching a season finale where you're never quite sure if the plot makes sense or if it's just for the drama. And it goes on and on. The wish for transparency. We don't got any of that. Wish for economic equality. There's always the inverse is the thing. Hey, listen, every civil rights act that's put out there, is it really about civil rights or is it about limiting rights? It's just one of those things. I think it's great. And I really implore you guys to go out there on the Quite Frankly forum and go into the post for this particular book club, which I've left it up there. I left it up there just so people can jump in every once in a while. It's great to read all the contributions. So that's what we have right now. Okay. All right. You ready for a little something, Matt, that I think you're going to like? Mm-hmm. This is from New York, I believe. I think it's from New York. Let's see. Hold on. It just might. It might be. Hold on. Yeah. Take a listen to this. There's a guy. He's got like a rescue animal farm. And on the farm, I mean, he has all these horses and shit like that, but he also has a raccoon and a squirrel. And I want you to listen to what's going on with him. This is about 4 minutes long, but the report is really just stunning. Very, very stunning. Take a listen to this.
Pine City home looking for a squirrel and a raccoon. Peanut, the squirrel's owner, has not been told if he's still alive. 18 News broke this story last night, and it's now a national phenomenon. It's on New York Times, it's on MSNBC, it's on all kinds of places. More than 18,000 people, that's an update just in the last couple of minutes, have signed a petition to free Peanut. We'll show you how you can do that later, but first, our 18 News reporter Nick Dabina sat down with Peanut's owner today.
Since opening last year, Peanut's Freedom Farm has rescued more than 350 animals. But the future of this sanctuary is now uncertain after Peanut the squirrel was seized by state authorities during a raid at his owner's home.
I don't know where Peanut is. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know if they euthanized him. I have no idea.
Mark Longo says he was blindsided on Wednesday morning when agents from the State Department of Environmental Conservation came looking for his famous squirrel.
I was just going through my daily routine of feeding all of our 71 rescue horses at our nonprofit animal rescue.
They got a nonprofit animal rescue ranch. There's 71 horses that they have over there that they take care of to make sure that they have a good life now that they've been retired or whatever the hell happened. And the state sent essentially a goon squad after him because he had a pet squirrel. A goon squad.
Midway through that, a line of DEC officers, about 6 to 8 of them, showed up and gave me a warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
The search warrant, said Longo, was an unlawful possession of wildlife. He says agents ransacked his property for 5 hours until they found Peanut and Fred the raccoon.
We complied. We weren't allowed to move. We were police escorted into the bathroom. Mind you, this is a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
Yes, a squirrel and a raccoon.
They don't got nothing better to do. DEC.
I just wonder what the hell it is.
I had to deal with them once.
No, it's just sick, man. It really is just so sick. Now, if he were housing 25 illegal aliens in his barn, they DEC would have shown up with sleeping bags and ramen noodles.
They'd wrap a fucking
and I feel
ribbon
like
around
this
this
was a
tree.
little bit of an overkill.
Longo says he was working on the necessary paperwork to be able to legally own Peanut as an educational animal.
To be honest with you, the only thing I want to do is comply with what they want and come up with a solution on how I can keep Peanut. You're not only hurting my family by taking Peanut away from me, but you're also hurting the organization that we started on the back of a rescue squirrel. We named this organization Peanut's Freedom Farm because he has been such a big portion of my life and so many people around the world. You know, we promoted the fact that squirrels are not good pets. They don't deserve to be inside, but there are rare occasions where you stumble on an animal that unfortunately can't survive in their normal habitat. That's the only reason why Peanut was ever a rescue animal.
Longo says he rescued Peanut 7 years ago in New York City after the squirrel's mom was hit by a car. He says he rehabbed Peanut and tried to release him into his backyard. But Longo says Peanut never developed the instincts to survive outside. After Peanut was attacked by an animal and lost half his tail, Longo let Peanut live in his home.
And then he became best friends with my cat. So that's when we turned to social media. We put some funny and silly videos out there, and the internet loved him. He became the world's most famous squirrel.
Peanut racked up a combined 3 million followers on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Longo says he believes Peanut's fame led to someone filing a complaint.
I'm no expert in anything involving politics of the state, but they sent 6 to 8 officers to my house from Albany to confiscate a squirrel and a raccoon, and it was signed off on a search warrant. So just that in its sense, to say that is one of the most shocking things I could say, in my opinion, is we just used resources and spent an entire day sitting 2 people who run a nonprofit animal rescue and treat them like criminals while you take the squirrel and the raccoon.
Yeah. And again, like you said, there was a warrant attached to that. That means a judge put pen to paper on a warrant to go and seize a raccoon on a farm. A raccoon and a squirrel on a farm. Now, I know that there's a petition out there, and I know that this guy had he has the privilege of getting some good, edifying, illuminating news coverage on it. That'll probably help his cause. But you just think about all the people who are getting stiffed by law enforcement. You just think about all the people who are getting stiffed in ways like this that are it's innumerable. How can they all get the same kind of media attention? It's just not possible. All right, 914-200-0269, 914-200-0269. Where the hell is the call-in line? Call-in Neon? Yeah, I guess we're going to have to use the Neon tonight. Have to get all new stuff made for the on-screen. But 914-200-0269, we want to hear from you. It'll be good to have you on. Jay Britt says, Frank, thank you for another week of fantastical shows. Matt, glad you're back. You were missed.
Glad to be back.
He sounds glad, doesn't he? Let's take a call from John. John from Connecticut. What's going on, man?
Hey, Frank, how you doing, pal?
I'm all right. How are you?
Well, what was your daughter's Aurora's? Did you go as a Borealis or did you go as for Halloween? What'd you go as?
A bumblebee.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Bumblebees are good.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, how you doing, pal?
What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. Don't do it, Matt. We're going to win. Even if we don't win, we're going to win, and we need you in the militia. You got to be there, okay?
It's all over.
It doesn't help Trump at all if you kill yourself.
Doesn't help anyone if he loses.
Trump, Matt, he's not going to lose, but there's going to be contention, and we need you in the militia.
That's what they said last time.
You and John from Connecticut fighting side by side in the revolution. I can't wait for that one.
I'm telling you, I got an extra rifle or something if you need one, however, we could do it. I know you got traps, and I got a couple of them, what do you call them things, snares. We can do it, man. We're going to win no matter what.
If only we were...
I just don't want you to... Don't go that way because, that's not the way to Valhalla. You got to go out fighting. You can't just end it. You can't do that.
That's right. You know what?
Please, Matt, no.
I did not think that the most coherent argument against you doing this would come from John from Connecticut. But when he pulled out the Valhalla line, it's true. You can't. That would disqualify you from entering Valhalla. And I know. I know that you don't.
And Matt, I know you're a good guy, and hey, King 40 is behind me with this. I'm sure, even though I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure, because we need to be the Minutemans, to get up and whatever it takes. But I think it'll be all right.
You know what, John from Connecticut? You know what you should be doing, Willie? You should be an FBI negotiator. They should.
Oh, yeah.
They should call you in and whenever somebody has like a bomb that they're strapped with a bomb or they're going to jump off a bridge. They should call you up. You could be the new I swear to God.
I'll be the talk 'em down guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You just did a great job.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You did a great job. I think he's really considering.
No, I appreciate it too. And happy All Saints Day. Jesus is Lord and Christ is King and all that stuff. And we're going to make it, right?
Oh, yes,
because, Matt, come on, man. Back me up because I need help.
All right, I won't do it to myself. I'll force someone else to do it against their will.
All right. Well, I'll kill you if you need it to be, but I won't do it.
Okay. See, now you're reversing everything. Now you're reversing it. Thank you for the call, John.
All right, I love you guys.
All right, love you. Take care. The more he talks, the more you're gonna want to kill yourself again. So let's just not erase his work. That'd be funny though. All right, fine. I won't do it, but I will hold a gun to somebody else's head and make them kill me. That's it. Then oh my gosh, think about that kind of a character. Think about that kind of a character in a situation like that. Wasn't there a movie called The Negotiator?
Yeah, with
was it Denzel Washington?
Either Denzel or Samuel L. Jackson.
Hold on a second. The Negotiator.
I think it was Denzel.
1998. No, Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, and what's his name? Kevin Spacey.
Oh, the weirdo.
The weirdo. J.T. Walsh. David Morse.
Yep.
Paul Giamatti. It's been a long time. I haven't seen this in a long time.
It's been a long time. That goddamn Howard Stern.
He was immature. Let's take a 440. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Frank. This is Cobalt Cat.
Hey, Cobalt Cat. Good to hear from you again.
Good to hear from you, too. I just wanted to let you know I love your show. And, hey, I got my first postcard this morning in the mail.
I'm happy. I'm so happy that we got that all worked out. I loved writing it, and I got your email recently, of course, and now I'm hearing from you. So this is like a triple whammy.
I know, right? And I'm looking forward to going out and making my statement on Election Day. Gonna go there, and hopefully they've got the right equipment that I can vote independently. And but I'm bringing a friend with me who's sighted, and I know that I trust them. They're, if things don't work out right, they can just read a paper ballot to me and call it a day. So
do you have? Do you have? Are you excited? What kind of? Tell me about your gut right now. You got butterflies. You got like a pit. What is it?
It's like I've got butterflies. I mean, everyone's obviously nervous, but I always keep trying to tell myself, no matter what, I'm a Christian. No matter who gets in, Jesus is Lord, and I know the country is going to be under God's hands. But my flesh, my carnal self is still pretty nervous, and I really hope the right guy gets in. Notice I said right guy, not female.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kat. It's really great to hear from you, and thank you for being a part of the postcards.
And I took part in book club last night. It was great for the first time. That was cool to just sit and listen in, and it was very cool.
Cool.
And so that's it. Thank you.
So you're going to read along with us in 2025?
Oh, yeah, I'm planning on it.
Oh, hell yeah. What do you want to say to Matt?
And I just wanted to say hi, Matt, for the first time. This is Cobalt Cat.
Hi, how are you?
Hope you're doing okay, and I will talk to you all. Catch you on the flip side.
Oh, absolutely.
You have a great night.
You too, Kat. Thank you so much for the call. That's great. She's one of our new postcard people. And you know what? I actually have more room. On that tier. I have to make an adjustment to something on Patreon, but it's going to free up about 5 more spaces. I didn't even know. I'll take care of it. I'll let everybody know, because in November I want to have there's going to be a new special, and we'll see what it comes up with, because we're getting into Christmas time. I like getting generous and throwing things out there and just inviting people to the party. And I want to go into 2025 feeling strong and good momentum, regardless of what's going on outside. 540, you're on the air with Frank and Matt on a Friday night. We're just shooting the shit. Go ahead.
Hey, I have a pretty cool story about what happened today. Nothing political, just a personal little dig. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just recently purchased a a K card. You know what a K card is?
A K card? I don't know what. It's not ringing any bells.
A K car, like a vehicle, a KEICAR.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I didn't know if it's a K card or a K car.
Yeah, K car. So they're Japanese vehicles. They're right-hand side drive vehicles. I saw it on Facebook, thought it was interesting. It's turbo, it's automatic. It looks like a Subaru. Thought it was interesting. Bought it. So I'm driving in Virginia. I'm driving down the road, winding through the mountains as one does when they purchase a new vehicle, testing it out. It's in kilometers, so I don't know how fast I'm really going. I'm assuming I'm going the speed limit. I'm not, because I'm not good with math and numbers. So I get pulled over. So one of the state troopers pulls me over to the side. I'm basically screwed. It's a state trooper. And then at that point, I realized that I had left my wallet in my other car.
Oh, great.
So, yeah. And I have no stickers on this car. It's Japanese. It's got nothing. It's basically just like I have like an IOU basically sitting in the passenger seat, which is not really the passenger seat. It's the cop who pulls up and drives up to the door, which is not me. And that window doesn't roll down, and it's tinted. So it's interesting. Pulls out his gun and asks me to step out of the vehicle. So I was like, okay.
His gun is drawn?
Yeah, because it's a couple of seconds, and I guess 5 seconds for me to try to open the door. He steps back and kind of puts his hand at his hip, and he says, "Step out of the vehicle, sir." And I go, "Yes, sir." And I have both hands out. I'm putting him up. I'm stepping out of the vehicle. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm basically screwed. I've got no documentation, like literally no documentation. I'm going to go down. Somebody will bail me out, whatever. Okay. So I'm thinking it is what it is. Literally, as I'm thinking this, a car swerves around us and rolls into the ditch right in front of us. The cop looks at me, calls the radio, and basically just just basically tells me just to go, because there is an accident in front of us. I also don't want to leave, because now I'm trying to help. So, but he he tells me, go, you need to go. And apparently I called the local ambulances, because everything around this area is pretty local. And if anything happens, everybody knows. The person who was driving apparently had just robbed somebody from the bank, the local bank. Damn. Not the bank itself, but the local bank, someone outside who was at the ATM, and the cops were following them, and that cop had just so happened to pull me over in front of them, and that person thought that it was a road trap or a speed trap or whatever, and he swerved around into the ditch. And that was just my interesting story for the day.
That's a very interesting story. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
And just when you thought it was going to stop, because there's been plenty of instances where somebody will get pulled over because of the seat belt or a broken tail light or something like that. And when they're pulled over, another car will go by in excess of 100 miles an hour. And they're just like, you know what? It's your lucky day. And they go after the guy who just, sped past them or anything. I wasn't expecting there to be, the car crash was one thing, but the fact that the person that swerved into the ditch was also on the run for having just robbed a bank, that's another twist right there. It's a great story.
Yeah, it's interesting. So if you ever want, it's Woodstock. So if you ever look up Woodstock, Virginia, there you go.
Okay. I'm going to look into, well, thank you for the call. I'm looking at these K cars I see steady rise of Japanese K cars in sales in year 2017. I'm looking at them. Yeah, they are kind of weird, boxy. I don't know. They almost look like Johnny Cabs from
like
Total Recall.
Boxes.
Yeah,
I get 45 miles to the gallon, basically, man. It's insane. It's funny. People will stop and look at you and talk to you. The girls love it because it's cute, obviously. you know, it's fun. It's fun. It's a single guy's dream.
45 Myers. Okay. Anyway, well, thank you for the call, sir. This is a great call.
Yeah, man. You'll have a good one. All right.
Okay, you too. I thought he was going to say, the cop told me just go. Go, just go. For some reason in my head, I thought I don't know why he said the cop looked at me. He gave me his gun and said, "Just go, take it." That'd be so ridiculous. That's the world I want to live in. Let's take a call from Michelle 561. Go ahead.
Not Michelle.
Sorry.
How you doing, Frank?
Hello, Mister.
It's actually EG from YouTube chat. How you doing?
Oh, it's good to hear. Good to hear from you. What's on your mind?
So, I go to early vote a couple weeks ago. Standing in line about 30 minutes. I get up to where I have to show my ID. There's a lady standing next to me. She brought her mail-in ballot with her. The poll worker tells her to tear it. So the lady, I'm watching this, okay? The lady next to me, she takes the ballot, rips it completely in half, puts it together, flips it around, rips it completely in half again. The poll worker's like, no. Stop. She wanted her to just put like a little tear in the middle.
She tore it in half.
And she ripped it in half twice. Like you take a piece of paper and rip it. And the poll worker, before she could stop, he was like, no. And she's about to like, okay, throw it in the trash. The other poll worker sitting next to her says, no, you can't do that. She holds it up in the air to the other lady standing by the door, like she didn't know what to do with it now. I thought that was kind of strange.
I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine. There's something very intimidating about polling places sometimes. Because it's.
They wanted her to just put like a quarter inch of a tear in the center of it, and then hand it to them, and they take it.
That's why I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you next about the quarter inch small little tear.
Mm-hmm.
What, like a dog ear kind of thing?
That's what she wanted her to do. She's like, yeah, just put a little tear in it, and the lady ripped it completely in half, and she's like, whoa, don't. Oh, like.
That's very strange.
Use that.
That's very strange.
That is very strange, isn't it? So anyway, that was my experience the other day when I went into early vote.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this again, because obviously I don't know how much you observed, but the lady who was asked to tear her ballot, was the poll worker, was she examining the ballot? Was it already filled out? Would she have been able to see who she voted for?
That's the thing. I couldn't see if she filled it. It was like her mail-in ballot, and she brought it with her because she wanted to turn it in, but she also wanted to vote in person. So the lady's like, well, tear that one, and then give it to me, and then you can go vote. I couldn't see. I mean, this is like she's standing like 2 feet next to me. I'm also like, showing my ID so I can get my ballot and go vote. And this is happening like directly to the left of me.
Hey, listen.
So,
I don't have any explanation for it. It's very strange. I'm sure.
I don't either. I'm just telling you what I saw. It was weird.
I'm sure just as many people are scratching their head in the audience right now, because it's one thing if an official piece of paper has some sort of perforated line on there to detach one end from the other, but for somebody to be instructed to make a tear where there's no perforated line, you're just tearing it for the sake of disrupting the continuity of the paper is very strange.
Right.
It almost sounds like a disqualification tactic. That's why I asked if the poll worker could have seen who this person was voting for and may have wanted to make sure that it wasn't counted.
Well, it was kind of like she handed it to her, and then to the poll worker, and the poll worker handed it back to her. So she may have looked at it. I wasn't standing there watching it like every second, but out of my peripheral, I knew exactly what was going on. I'm like, whoa. So anyway, I thought it was interesting.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. That is a very strange story, an election story. I'm sure we're going to be hearing tens of thousands of them soon. Matt, are you voting day of?
I'm not gonna vote early.
432, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes. Is this Frank?
Yes, it is. Who's this? Warren?
Yes, sir. It's Jay Warren. How you doing, buddy?
Good to have you
Listen
on.
to you every day.
Well, thank you. It's good to hear from you.
Originally from Texas, in California, and headed towards Tennessee.
Well, there you go.
So the last caller, I'm thinking that if you come in and vote in person, they're going to give you a new ballot, and you're supposed to destroy your old one. Well, she just wanted a little tear in it so they could use it again.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. If it's just a minor tear, then they could probably recycle that baby and get their vote in again.
Yeah, but I mean, still wouldn't there be a duplicate name on there then?
There would be if they caught it, and if they did anything about it.
Well, that's a theory. I mean, then again, maybe who knows? It's one of those things. I guess you had to be there. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen what the hell's going on there too, but there's only so much. And I'll tell you.
Sorry about your Yankees, buddy, but appreciate your show. You've got an amazing show. We've been longtime supporters, and we're going to continue to be.
I really appreciate you too, and thank you for that. And it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun finding my team in the championships. I didn't expect it was going to happen, and it hasn't happened in 15 years. So it added a little bit more excitement to an already very exciting year.
Well, what a cool thing getting to take your mom too. That'll be a memory you have forever. So,
thank you for it. Thank you for saying it. I believe so too, and I don't regret a moment of it or a penny of it.
You bet.
Okay.
Have a great day, Frank.
You too, brother. There you go. So from Texas to California to Tennessee soon. So he went from safety to danger, back to safety again. There you have it. Okay, let's take a really quick break. When we come back, more of your calls. We've got some super chats. We've got some stuff from Instagram. I've got the Tucker Carlson demonic attack. I have a show and tell from October 1996 that I'd like to show you all. I think it'd be funny. I've shown it on the show before, but every once in a while I think about it and it makes me laugh. So I want to show it to you all again, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's intermission time, folks. Time out to press the like button.
Quite frankly.
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 Quite frankly, guys.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
So everybody watch. Quite frankly. With Frank.
Dare you.
Okay. 7:58. We're right here at the midway point. We're going to just keep chilling with you guys. It's the 1st of November, the Freak Show. I sent out, we have another really great sponsorship tier for the show. I started it in 2020. It's called the 2020 Club. And it was video greetings. Every month you get like a 10, 15-second video greeting every month. Hello, what's up? I couldn't get over it. This month, the one thing I wanted to tell everybody was, did you prepare? Have you prepared yourself for the Freak Show? Because the real Freak Show is coming after Halloween. And we are really just on. That's why I don't feel like Halloween has really ended. I know at home we're starting to turn the page. I brought up the Christmas tree today, Matt.
From the basement?
Lauren already assembled she just sent me a picture. She's been working on that since I've been over here. The Christmas tree has been assembled. Now, we're going to put the lights on it, but we don't decorate the Christmas tree or the rest of the house until the day after Thanksgiving. But as far as that tree goes and the glow of the tree, oh no, there's only a month and change that you get to be around it. So, I mean, day after Halloween, we always jump on it. And, the only thing that ruins it and sometimes takes a little bit of the edge off is the fact that it's an election year. So, one way or another, on election night, I'll be here on Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Jay Goulinello will be here. I think Christian Peppis is going to come by with Steph. Yeah. I'll have people calling in. We'll be doing simulcast throughout the night. I'll be here from like 8 p.m. to midnight. If you got anything going on, you want to stop by, say hello, more than welcome. There's going to be people coming in and out, and we'll see what happens. But going home after that night, if we have an answer, if we know who the president is going to be on Tuesday night, knocking on the door of Wednesday morning, I would be so surprised. I would be so surprised. Because you know what? I totally get the idea, the too big to rig narrative. I totally get it. In fact, it's the only chance that this thing could go the way that we know it would if, there weren't criminal syndicates out there trying to force things the way they want them. But even with too big to rig, even if it is too big to rig, it's not too big to delay. It's not too big to delay, and these people are insane. What are we going to see here? I don't know. Judgment Day is coming. It is coming. 914-200-0269. Call in. We have Troy Mann. Troy Mann says, Frank, since I'm a monthly supporter, I got the video message from Frank about the freak show, and yes, I'm ready. There you go. That's Troy from the Pacific Northwest. I know Troy. Troy's a farmer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a farmer up there in, I think, the Washington area. Got the video message from Frank about the freak show, and yes, I'm ready. Bring it on. Love you, Frank and Matt. Stowstube says, great Friday, Frank and Matt. Enjoy the weekend. Vic, this is all on quite frankly superchat.com, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're watching on YouTube. That's the only way you can super chat because I've been demonetized. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, your shout outs, your jokes, whatever it is. Vic says, hey, Frank, I tried calling in, but it's always impossible to get through. Did you guys know that Peanut the squirrel was unalived? Are you what? I saw it on TMZ that there was a search warrant and they euthanized Peanut and the raccoon?
Yeah, that's what they would probably do.
What we just saw? They took two animals that were living a good life in retirement on a farm, and they killed it for what?
Because they didn't have the license to have them as pets. Or rescue animals even.
I wonder what salty little twat narked on them about having a squirrel in a farmhouse. I wonder what salty little twat.
Probably someone that's going to vote for Kamala Harris.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And the fact that I wonder if they knew that they would actually be responsible for them being euthanized. Somebody's got to give me some. I need an update on that. Hold on. Wait a second. Peanut the squirrel euthanized? Let's see here. You got to be kidding me. 2 hours ago, NBC, Instagram famous squirrel euthanized after it was taken from owner's New York State home. Peanut, who has amassed more than 500,000 Instagram followers, was euthanized by officials to be tested for rabies. Are you serious? They thought that they really think, this family has a rabid squirrel in the house? Peanut, the Instagram famous squirrel that was seized from its owner's home on Wednesday, has been euthanized by the New York State officials. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. I think every New York State official that was a part of this should be sent to Ukraine. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation took Peanut as well as a raccoon named Fred on Wednesday after the agency learned the animals were sharing a residence with humans, creating the potential for human exposure to rabies. Do they just just generate rabies? They just generate rabies out of nowhere? They're domesticated. How would they generate rabies? Both Peanut and Fred were euthanized to test for rabies. They cut off their heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to do that. The skunks.
It's the only way. It's the only way to test for rabies, right? You got to cut the heads off. These things were
I had to do it like 3 times. 2 of them were because a police officer, one cop said he got drool from a raccoon that was up in a tree, acting like a raccoon. That drool fell on his hand, and he wanted to test it for it. I'm like, we have to kill it, right? He's like, I don't care.
Good God. They gassed these things and decapitated them.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. That's fucked up. You could tell if an animal has rabies. You could hold it for a couple days and see.
Officials are coordinating to ensure the protection of public health related to the illegal possession of wild animals that have the potential to carry rabies virus, according to the statement, which also encouraged any. If they had rabies, wouldn't I mean they were isolated. They were isolated.
They could have. Yeah, they could have quarantined them for a couple days and observed them, but no.
Peanut had been living with the owner for 7 years. He had this squirrel for 7 years. That's like somebody knocking down my door, taking Lila, and saying she may have rabies. We got to cut her head off. Longo brought Peanut home, ultimately caring for the squirrel for 8 months before trying to release it back into the wild. He said Peanut returned to his porch a day and a half later with a broken bone sticking out of its tail, at which point he determined Peanut couldn't survive in the wild alone. I think after 7 years of living inside the house, they'd know if this thing was rabid. This is just, oh my gosh, what a twist. On the same night I learned about the story, it's updated 2 hours ago that they killed these things. And nobody has a picture of Fred the raccoon either. Hey, Santino, what happens if New York State or Massachusetts State, government officials come to your farmhouse and they take one of your pets because some nosy neighbor narked on you and they go and cut its head off to say they have to test for rabies?
I don't know. You threw me for a loop there. I don't know. I don't know.
This is messed up.
You see, the thing is, though, I don't know. I don't know about the story too much. You want to know why? Because I turned off the stream before I called, so I don't know everything you said.
Did you turn? Yeah, we were talking.
I turned off the stream before I called. You see that, assholes? That's what you do.
You're very, very good. You're very I would just say considerate of everybody at home. Did you listen to the beginning of the show when we played the news article about the apprehension of the squirrel?
I'm sorry, I did not.
It was in the beginning.
But what I do want to say is now I really want to punch Mookie Betts in the fucking face. You know what I'm talking about?
Did you see the?
You know what I mean,
Matt? Did you see the two guys?
Fuck L.A., fuck the Dodgers, and fuck the whole state of California. That's what I say.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
You know. Hey, but you know, I'd like to say something to Matt, if I may. Matt, I don't know if you know this, but I was called a month ago by the Trump National Committee. So if you behave yourself, I'll put in a good word for you.
All right,
you know what I'm
cool.
talking about?
Yeah, cool.
There you have it.
Yeah, that's true. And if I could say really quick in an ending, Frank, when you was at the game,
yeah,
the Nixter did a stream, and she's actually very good at it. And you got a good chick on your team right there. I gotta say, you have a very good chick on your team. Hold on to her.
Who? Nikki?
Yeah, the Nixter.
Oh, yeah, Nikki's great. She's been around for a long time now.
Yeah, keep her on your team, man. That's a good chick right there.
Yeah, sometimes she's the only watcher on the wall when it comes to all the craziness that can go down in a chat room. Sometimes she's the only barrier between decency and chaos. So I always appreciate Nikki. So there you have it.
All right, my brother.
All right.
Take care.
You have a good one too. Take care, my friend. Be good. Be good. Oh, can you imagine you and Santino lining up to, with Trump's detail? We're like, who the hell are these people?
I would be like, yeah, whoever you need to hit.
Who do you want me to? I'm ready to go. All right, here's something from. Let's go to the Babylon Bee and let's just see what's going on. First one up. Hold on a second. Oh, here. This is very, very good reporting right here. I think we're all on the same page. First headline from the Babylon Bee. Nation anxiously waits to see which side will be denying the election results. That's where we are. Yes, absolutely. Next headline.
I'm ready to deny the election if Kamala wins.
Oh, yeah. No,
if I survive my thing.
Here's the thing. Everybody is in this, and this is how dangerous it is too. Everybody on either side is at the very same point. There is no way that the other side could rationally, authentically win an election. Each side is entrenched in the idea that they have it in the bag because history's on their side, momentum's on their side, policy ideas are on their side, that blah, 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 blah. And even though I believe that we can objectively pull everybody apart and find this, but there seems to be a lot of really a lot of neck and neck stuff. I can't believe really in some places where it is very close. You know, Rich Barris is going to be on with us on Monday night, and we'll see what the hell, you know, a little bit of a roundup of what's going on there. But that is essentially the reality of it. It's funny in a nervous laughter kind of way. Nation anxiously awaits to see which side will be denying the election results. That's just it. And that is not a good way to do. There's the shelf life of a nation that runs like that. Oh, man, it's not that long. Aides give Biden tablet playing Cocomelon and some goldfish to keep him busy until after the election. Yeah. He looks like every 4-year-old in the diner or every place that we go out to for dinner. It's me, Lauren, Aurora, having a conversation, talking about something, and then the tables next to us, full of children, all on their own iPads. Quiet tables.
It's easy for the parents.
Fuck easy. What the hell are they doing? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's do another one here. Headline: Biden fitted with muzzle so he can't bite any more babies. Please, no more babies until the end of the election. Can we please just take it easy with this? Headline here: San Francisco parents from Halloween find piece of candy in child's bucket of needles. How'd that Snickers get in there? Oh, gosh. Headline: Kids at Tim Waltz's door disappointed as he fills candy bags with tampons. What am I going to do with this, Tim? Trump scores coveted endorsement from Hefty. The garbage bags. Everybody's wearing garbage bags. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But that's what we have. Headline again. Biden calls on deplorable garbage Nazis to tone down the rhetoric. Yep. Not funny, but kind of hilarious. Deplorable garbage Nazis to tone down the rhetoric. And if you throw that the other way, they'll go, well, they started it. Incredible. The bigger people. All right, couple more here. Wife finally decides on restaurant, and oh no, she took so long. The heat death of the universe happened, and there are no more restaurants. Yeah, I guess that. Oh, yeah, another man mugged while visiting New York. This is what King was talking about. Did you see this?
Yeah, they
Mookie Betts
took the ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would...
Being restrained by both wrists, and the guy prying it open like he was trying to open an oyster. He looked like... I described it almost like watching an alien dissecting an abductee, like pulling open a rib cage and grabbing the heart of a turkey. It's just I can't believe what I saw. I can't believe what I saw. The fact that his friend came over and restrained Mookie Betts. Look at the picture. He's hanging by his wrists over the wall. It's just incredible. I don't know why, Barstool Sports, they found the guy, they set him down for an interview. He's gotten positive coverage all over the place, and I don't understand it. But then again, King thought it was hilarious, and he thought that they should have punched Mookie Betts in the face. That's what he said. Said, okay, so you would have went farther. Great. Okay. Well, King would have been just named the CEO of Barstool Sports if he was sitting in those seats the other night. They would have made him the CEO of Barstool. Anyway, here we go. One more. In devastating blow to Democrats, Supreme Court rules in favor of following the law. Terrible. Just a terrible thing that happens to them from time to time. 914-200-0269. All right. Okay, here's a couple of... Here's a couple of things... I got a couple of reels for you that I thought were so funny. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to leave that one muted. Forget about it. Here is the first reel, everybody. It's very, very uncouth, so I hope all the children turn away. This is for only the uncouth parents. Children, look the other wall. Look at the other wall. Okay? Uncle Frank's got to talk to mom and dad. Or your babysitter, whoever's there. Grandma, grandpa. Got a lot of really awesome grandparents out there. Are they turned away? Good. Here we go. Here's the first one up. The headline is, oh, plug your ears, by the way. Thank you. Plug your ears, kids. 3, 2, 1. The headline is me in the Applebee's dumpster corral with someone's meemaw after $6 Ritas and a gas station. And a gas station boner pill. It's a robot. For those of you in podcast land, it's a robot. Robot that is thrusting furiously. It's just thrusting. How the hell did they get this robot to do this? I watched that for like 10 minutes the other day. This is how close to cracking I am. Okay, this is how close to cracking I am, everybody. The fact that gave me so much relief. Okay, so now Matt, our friend at the at Unknown Malone Official, the guy who trolls everybody on Red Dead Redemption private servers, he did it again, and I think this is so wonderful. He is getting people pissed off. He walks up to other characters, other players that are on the server, and he asks them if can I ask you a question? And they all say, yes, and they're all in their characters, whatever. And then he just walks away, and he's just causing a ruckus. Take a look at this.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
So, basically,
So funny, buddy.
Mate, I'm roaring laughing right now. You're hilarious.
I didn't mean to walk away though. I'm sorry. So basically the question was,
Mate, you actually
And then proceed to
go try me
apologise
again. Next time you
rapidly.
try it, I'm shooting you, you fucking weapon.
This is all they do. They threaten to shoot each other for the most minor of social inconveniences because it's the only thing you could do there. In Red Dead Redemption, all you do is hang out on porches. You have like 5 male characters all vying for the attention of the one female there. And anything that is perceived as an indiscretion is met with violent death. Here's more. Oh, look, he got clubbed in the head.
Zakeen, did you hit this man?
Would this man stop harassing me? No.
You probably should just leave this area right here for maybe like an hour or
no,
something.
I got it. Can I just ask you a question real quick?
What's up?
This is what he was doing to me over and
I
over
got you.
again.
just. You said you asked me
Oh,
something?
sorry, I
What'd you say?
forgot to ask. So basically, it was
Yeah, if he's doing.
said what happened was.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Have a lovely day.
So basically, the question.
Oh my god!
He ran back to him.
He ran right through him, and they're coming after him now. Here comes the posse.
I'm here now.
Come here.
Can I ask you?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing, bro. You start anything with me, I'm blowing your head off, bro. I already see you running away from people, and earlier they mess on you. I'm not with the foolishness, bro.
Shit.
Warnings and county, bro.
You think
I don't
just
got
because you
time for this
take
bullshit, bro? I'm gonna take your head
Stop.
off.
Put your weapons up, please.
They corralled him. They always do that. My comment over there is the chaos caused in town that day. The chaos, the absolute chaos that this man caused in town is just it can't be believed. All right, here's one that I thought was funny. This is pretty wholesome content. The best sandwich you can ever have. Man asks his wife for a sandwich, just the way he likes it. And I really appreciate this a lot. Let's get to it for a second. Here you go.
I'm gonna make a sandwich. Do you want one?
Oh yeah. Can you make it the way I like it?
Ugh, that wait takes so long.
Oh, please, please. You know how I like it. Also, where's your bathroom?
It's your bathroom.
Made in the shade. For those of you in podcast land, Zane, the husband, just wanted to be like a slightly distracted, disinterested, pain-in-the-ass customer at Chipotle or Subway or something like that. That's the way you like it. I'm going to ask Lauren if she'll do that for me one day. That'd be great. And here's one last one for you. Then we're going to take a quick break and come back and watch this Tucker video. There was, this looks like a Roman Catholic mass somewhere. And they were singing. And take a listen to this. There is a... You'll see what happens. Okay, so the amens... what you're going to be listening to is for when everything ends, somebody kept going. Somebody kept going, and it comes out as this really funny kind of a moan. Okay, just so you know what you're listening for. Here we go. Let's try it again. That moan. Oh, we got one more time. One more time. Oh, and everybody knew. Everybody knew. Okay, really quick break. When we come back, Tucker Carlson gets attacked by a demon in his bed with his wife and his dogs.
Your brother told me I look like a fairy. And you listen to him? You see the sneakers he's got on? I like he bought them at Kmart in the women's section. How's that look, huh? All right. Beautiful thing. How much? Put it back. You're getting robbed. That's a nice suit. I like the shirt. This one. I like the shirt. I got that. Oh, these are nice. These are nice. You like them? These are nice. Very nice. You happy with that? Very, very comfortable. I'm very glad that you're happy. You think they notice if I walk out with it? Wait a second. Wait a minute. Hurry up. Wait a minute. There he goes. Oh! Hey. Oh. Look at him. Look. Good? He looks like Joey Cruz with that thing on there. We ready? Where we go? Grab another one. Let me see. They don't have a price on here. You know what we'll do? We'll put the price of the sweatsuit on here. There you go. Oh, you think that the sweatsuit? Just want a sweatsuit. Help me over here, cuz. Nothing fits in here. They got clothes for men in here. Oh, my nuts. What size? Where am I going with this? It's gonna fit. No, this is not gonna fit. This is not gonna fit.
Isn't tight? No. Yeah, it's something. That's not written on now.
Nice jacket.
That's tight.
We gonna put it back. I think I ripped the whole fucking thing. Anyway, put it back. I ripped it. I heard it.
What's up, California? My name is Alex. What's up, I'm Aiden. I'm Oliver. I'm Brian. And I'm Dylan. And together we are
fucking quiz.
All right. I watched that video of those guys trying on those jackets. I watched that a couple of times too. It's just fascinating. It just
well, that guy's that actor.
I recognize a few of them, but I don't know where that's from. That must have been for television at some point. It looks like it was shot for television, but it looks old, so I don't know where it's from. I don't know where it's from. Okay, so you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Take a listen to this. Here we have, there's a new documentary coming out from this guy, what is his name? It's called Christianity's Documentary. Holy Wisdom Films. Scooter Downey. This guy, Scooter Downey. He put this clip out on Halloween. Put it out yesterday. It's got 2 million views. Features Tucker Carlson. And it's his upcoming documentary. He claims it as his own. This is what he says. He said Tucker Carlson was mauled by a demon. Clip from my upcoming documentary, Christianity's X, at Christianity's X. So let's listen to it. It's only 4 minutes long. I want you to hear this, and then we'll take some calls on this and whatever the hell else. Here you go.
Do you think the presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good?
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism, or just?
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left.
Is that right?
Claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical marks?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. A year and a half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe, and I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in, and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms and on my left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They were bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have long nails. And they didn't fit my hands anyway. But yeah, that happened. So I'm not from a world where things like that happen. I never heard of anything like that happening before. I had no idea what that was. I knew it was spiritual immediately.
You did? Okay, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah. I don't understand to this day. I'm not gonna put it
You didn't try to refute the spiritual part in your own mind. You went right into the
Well, it didn't make any sense, and it doesn't now. But I'm not from a, what do they call it, faith tradition that talks about things like that or even acknowledges their existence. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard anybody say anything like that in my whole life.
What was the next day like?
Well, the next morning I woke up and I thought, that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And then I saw blood on my sheets, and I realized that was not a dream at all. I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about? Yeah. So, I'm not leaving anything out, and I'm not pretending to understand that. I can only say what happened to me, and that did happen to me, and then I was seized with this very intense desire to read the Bible, which I then started without any study aids or anything. I bought a Bible that didn't have any. I'm not interested in editorializing in the Bible. I just want to read it and see what's in there myself. I have very low levels of trust for Christian pastors, most of whom, I'm just not a fan at all. And sorry to say that, but that's how I feel. And so I don't want to hear other people's opinions. I just want to see what's in there. And so I spent a year and a half reading it, and then I started rereading it. And it was just a transformative experience for me, but I'm not, holding myself out as someone from whom you could get theological advice, because I'm not.
Of course.
I don't know. I don't understand any of it. But yeah, that happened.
God allowed the demon?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I was dead asleep with my wife and dogs, and I woke up with claw marks on my rib cage underneath my arms. And it didn't even make sense. My arms would, anyway, whatever. No one has to believe me. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But that happened to me. And so I just was like, wow, that's real. Whatever that is, I'm even not sure what it is.
It's very real.
Yeah, it's strange stuff. Hold 1 second. Mom, is this you?
Yeah, it's me.
What's up?
I just wanted to say thank you again for taking me to that game.
Oh, I thought something was wrong. Okay.
No.
I thought you had to get in touch with me for you're welcome. I would do it 5 times over. I wish it went the other way, but whatever.
No, because I was listening in the beginning. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on with me. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was listening. Hi, Matt.
Hi, how are you?
Good. And you made it sound real smooth, and we got there real smooth.
Well, we did.
And it's true. You did say, I'll carry you on my back if you want mine. I'm like, no, but it was brutal.
It was brutal.
I went up 2 flights of stairs on the wrong side of the stadium.
I know. I thought that we were on the first base side, and then I realized, no, we're on the third base side, so we have to go all the way.
After I got up those 10 flights, I had to walk to the other side of the stadium.
Yeah, my bad.
And then up 2 flights of steps. I was cooked.
I know. Well, how are you feeling today? You're 2 days after now.
Yeah, now I'm good. I have my compression socks on.
Your compression. Have you been doing any stretching, though?
Well, I did some walking today. And,
Okay.
whatever.
Well, we'll all do some.
Everything. But, you were wonderful at the game.
Yeah, it was
you were fun, and everything was great.
Yeah.
You think a change in seats really did it? I didn't even think about that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is something else. Okay, so in the 4th inning, Matt, I'm sitting there. My mother and I are sitting there. We were in section 429, row 9, seats 21 and 22. And when we got in there, my mother sat in 21, and I sat in 22, and I had 2 other guys. I had a man and his son sitting to my left, whatever. And we were sitting like that in that position until like the 4th inning. All right. I'm telling you, it was like the 4th inning. Right. That's when
you did it.
Because I looked at my mother. And I said, there's a no-hitter going on right now. I actually hope that he gives up. And we switched it up. I told my mom, hey, let's switch seats, sit over here, because the guys that were like down in front of her, more often than not, they were just standing up. And, she kept having to stand up and look around, and she's doing squats the whole game. So I said, sit over here. So if they do stand up, at least you only have to lean over and you can see the play, and I'll worry about myself. And I listen, I'm not going to say that we were the reason why. But as soon as we switched seats, all hell broke loose.
Good job. See what you did?
And Judge took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened. 2 people changed their seats, and that cost the Yankees the World Series.
I know.
That's what I said.
It's horrible. But we had a good time, even when we were sitting in the in the parking garage. We're just listening to the post game.
I'm so scared I was going to pass out from the fumes.
Yeah, she was going down from the fumes in the parking garage. But we were listening to the post game show, and we were all back home just about 2:00 in the morning, and everything was fine. And I'm glad you had a good time, Mom. And thanks for calling me. I don't know the last time you've called the show.
I know. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Good night.
All right, take care. Take care. There you go. Well, my mom called. What do you know? I saw her name pop up. I said, "Oh shit, what happened?" Thankfully, it was just her. We're walking out because I'm holding her hand because we're going through crowds and stuff. So I want to make sure that she's sticking with me. And I hold her hand and all that stuff. As we're leaving, I looked back at her and said, "You have to go pee-pee?" It's funny because there is a little bit of a reversal of the roles after all those years. A little bit of a reversal. She was taking me to a game when I was growing up, and all of a sudden I'm taking her to a game, and she's a little bit more in a childlike, fragile position, physically at least. Asked her if she had to go pee-pee. She said no. All right, so Tucker Carlson getting mauled by demons. What do you think about that, Matt? What do you think about that? Because the first thing I'm thinking is, well, you're sleeping in a bed with 4 dogs. Are you sure it's not the dog?
Yeah, right, yeah.
I know he said that his arms were down and all that stuff, but I thought it was the dogs.
Oh, but he said he couldn't breathe.
I know. It seems a lot more serious than that. Let's take a call. 612, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, Frank, I'm so glad to catch you. I got mauled by demons, too.
Okay, who's this?
And this is Carly Tebbs. I'm a new subscriber and so excited to get a postcard.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. I loved writing it out to you. I loved the first of all, the Halloween postcards. They felt the surface of them were so satisfying to have the ballpoint pen roll over it. I wish that there was more. It was just such a smooth experience. But anyway, tell us all about this situation.
So in my younger years, I was very much into witchcraft and channeling whatever would come through me. And when I got saved at 27, I started to have to go through deliverance because those things don't just leave you to be nice, right? And one night with my pastor, well, not with my pastor on the phone, but I did tell him I'm going to do this thing. And so I started to pray over myself, you know, the blood of Jesus, living water, you know, all that stuff. And I was looking in the mirror and my eyes are brown, but they changed to green, like a acidic looking green. And it wasn't long after that I got thrown to the ground in my apartment, and like it felt like something was trying to suck me into the concrete. Like I could feel my back getting crushed, my ribs, and I saw this thing come over me almost like a flash. Like I couldn't see it, and then I could see it, and then I couldn't see it. It looked like an orc. Now at that time I hadn't seen Lord of the Rings, so not that that matters, but there was a similar look. And it was like taking my arms and legs and contorting my body in ways that I wouldn't have been able to do of my own volition. And why would I do that to myself? But nonetheless, so I go through this whole thing, and my cell phone's on the floor by me, so I call my pastor, and he's praying, and as it turns out, it wasn't just demons, but, you know, I know you've had guests who talk about the astral realm, but it was witches coming against me in the astral realm. And when they do
you think that this was some sort of an attack by former members of your coven?
I wasn't in a coven. I was just witchcrafting all by myself because ever since I was little, I had spiritual experiences I couldn't explain, and the church couldn't either, right? So I journeyed down paths that did make it make sense. But so it was a combination of demonic activity and human souls going out of body in the astral realm, which makes it more difficult to deal with. But anyway, so long story long, when I got through the whole ordeal, I had physical bruises on my body.
Wow. Now you said now you were saying again, just to recap the physical part of this ordeal was you were essentially thrown to the ground and restrained.
Yeah, but it was like they were pushing on my body, but it felt like pulling from underneath. So it was like I could feel like my ribs, my back, my arms, my shoulders getting crushed.
Uh-huh.
And then the contortion. So they would like pull my legs over my head, and like really terrifying experiences. But then beyond that, as I continued into my salvation journey, I would have dreams that I would wake up with physical manifestations from. So in my dream, I'd roll my ankle, or I'd get shot with something, or I'd hyperextend my knee, and I'd wake up with those same symptoms. Or like I'd get bit by something, and I'd wake up with marks on my body in my dreams.
And all this went away after your conversion?
No, it's a whole process. I mean, we get salvation in an instant, right? But that fear and trembling, working out your salvation with fear and trembling, I think for people who've deflected from the occult, there's a deeper process that has to happen. And that takes time. Like the finished work of Christ is finished, but humanity is complicated. And I mean, this is just my perspective. Like this is how I've contextualized the experiences, is that there's many parts of humanity. There's many parts of me, and it just took time to work it all out.
Oh,
really.
So when you hear this 4-minute clip from this documentary that's coming out, I don't know when, of Tucker Carlson's experience, you vibe with that 100%. You know exactly what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's real. It really does happen, and I really just think the unseen realm isn't that far from us. And I know you've talked about that many times. I think it might just be on a different light spectrum or whatever. But you know, Tony Merkel. So I was on his show, episode 644, and I talk about the whole story. But for people out there who subscribe to you, they would love Tony Merkel's show, The Confessional. So there's a good crossover. I know it doesn't happen often in podcast land, but nonetheless.
Well, we do some pretty good. Thankfully, we do some nice crossover with Tony because.
Yes.
But this is great to know, and I'll definitely go and listen to that. I'm sure it was a great interview. Were you in the room with him, or did you do something remote?
No, we did it remote.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, do me a favor and email me the link to the episode. I'd love to put that in maybe I'll put it into the playlist for Sunday night programming, so we can put that into the mix and people can watch that episode whenever we always put the Sunday night programming on Quite Frankly .tv live at 9 o'clock, and I can get you in there.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Can I say one last thing, Frank?
Please go ahead.
Being a Minnesotan, I've watched Tim Walz for now, unfortunately, 8 years destroy our state, right? And this Tim Walz that we're seeing now and his wife, Gwen, my God. Okay, I don't know if they just have put IVs of methamphetamines into these people, or they really had to get them linked up with some demons or what the hell, but these people are not the way that we've been seeing them here in Minnesota for the last 8 years. Like, they've always been weird, but their behavior is erratically weird.
Oh, yeah, no, listen, I like this kind of perspective here because I don't even know them from anywhere else other than what we've been introduced to the last couple of months, but this clownish, somersaulting jackass character, I know that is just this is supposed to have some kind of mass appeal kind of a thing because of course I don't know what the hell it's
like this clown entity. Like, there's a whole history around clowns that has links in with the Nephilim, and this clownish circus act that he's doing, to me, it just looks so much like the way that they mock humanity in their behavior. He looks like a mocker. And when the whole Minneapolis burned down over the Summer of Love, I thought to myself, I wonder what he sold Minneapolis for. You know what I mean? Because it was all so contrived. Obviously, it popped off here for a reason. That's just how I see it, because these people are all in bed together. And so I thought, man, I wonder what Walz sold Minneapolis for. Some kind of personal gain, because obviously it didn't just happen like that coincidentally. Right. Now he's VP picked. Are you freaking kidding me?
I know Minnesota for the rest of the country is a pretty obscure place. I don't remember a lot of news coming out of Minnesota, and now it's like it's one of the more prominent destinations for big newsworthy headlines over the last few years, and it's producing yet another vice presidential or presidential candidate, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. And of course, it's been targeted. It's been targeted as a destination for a lot of different types of refugee or resettlement programs. It's I don't know. They usually go for the quiet places to try to turn it upside down. But thank you for the call, and I'm looking forward to that link, and hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, cheers. I'll email you.
There you go. Yeah, the whole. Thank you so much again. The Tim Walz thing, the somersaulting freak, like a Dr. Seuss kind of a character, weird, bouncing off the walls. It makes. I don't know him from Adam, and I'm just like, this is. If people see this as authentic, they're really, really stupid.
He's pathetic.
Yeah, and his wife looks like she was created from leftover flesh that E. Jean Carroll shit out.
I haven't seen his wife. I feel like they've been hiding this guy or something.
Oh, she's been out there. She's got the crazy eyes. She looks like E. Jean Carroll. She looks like the Trump New York City dressing room accuser.
Maybe they're related.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe they are. All right, let's see here. I have a couple of military paranormal stories. Let me put it out there. The first one is from Connor. It says, I have several stories. From my first one is from deployment flying a carrier Overwatch in the middle of the night over the southern Arabian Gulf. Around witching hour, I caught an object in infrared that was hauling ass toward the battle group we estimated over Mach. Super hard for me to keep up and undetectable on my radar scope. Honestly, the details are almost too much to write in a couple of paragraphs. Well, I wish you tried, because that sounds very interesting. Also, a couple of base hauntings, too. One in our barracks in Okinawa, who we dubbed the Bloody Mary, which I have 2 personal accounts, which I'll take to the bank, and the other was a haunted hangar that we manned in Misawa, Japan. Maybe more like a poltergeist. Shit was nuts. Here's one from Shmoopaloo. Says, first off, I'd like to give a huge thank you for those who served in our military. and those who continue to serve. This is my husband's story as written by him. Quote, I was serving aboard the U.S. Navy ammunition ship, ammunition ship, on my second Westpac, that's Western Pacific deployment. As near as I can recall, this incident occurred in June or July of 1977. We had been in Yokosuka, Japan, south of Tokyo, for 3 days unloading munitions. After getting underway shortly after dawn, we steamed steadily southwest toward Subic Bay, Philippines. At or near evening chow, the word was passed around that we would be making a detour. Scuttlebutt was what was where we were heading, probably, as required, in response to a ship's distress call. We headed east. My watch was at 1600 to 2000 hours. Upper level engine room. We had been steaming at full speed the entire watch. Never in my 2.5 years aboard had we ever gone faster than 2/3 speed, or at near 2100 hours. 9 p.m. I was standing at the starboard side of the weather deck midships talking with Doc about all that was happening. Doc pointed out the green light well ahead of our position and probably 2 or 3 miles off our starboard beam. The night was moonless and the sea was like glass. Doc told me that it was the objective that had caused our detour. He said that he had been told that all communication from that ship had stopped 2 hours ago. We talked and watched for long minutes, mostly watched. It appeared to me at best that we were circling this target. After 20 or 25 minutes, that green light turned bright orange and expanded to 2 or 3 times its original size and began pulsating in both size and brightness. It is important to understand that there are only red, green, and white running lights at sea, no orange. This was a color of fire, but it was acting nothing like fire. Suddenly, our ship turned hard aport. This maneuver leaned the ship to starboard, and the inertia pressed Doc and I against the rail. Looking into the sea, I saw lights quickly flashing. These were white and totally random in location and frequency. Hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, I can't say, of lights. This is at sea. So they're going out to this, making a detour to this target. There's strange lights, exotic color, and now just the mass of them there. They were like flash bulbs in the grandstand at a large sporting event, in the 90s at least, and it seemed that we were the event. Please understand that these were not some kind of reflection on the ocean surface. There was nothing in the sky to be reflected. These lights were definitely submerged. It lasts 30 seconds or so, no more. The sea went dark, and then something submerged and struck the ship's starboard side aft. We both heard the heavy thump and the churning water. We both felt the vibrating shudder that rolled through the ship's stern to stem. I realized the sound of the impact did not sound like metal on metal, but could not dwell on it, as immediately the general quarters, battle stations, alarm sounded, and we all headed off. It didn't feel like metal on metal. Doc headed to the sick bay, and I to main engineering, but as I was stepping into the passageway, I looked to where I was sure the orange light was last, but there was nothing anywhere. After 3 hours, GQ was dismissed without a word of explanation. The following day, there were plenty of questions, but very few real answers. One answer I will never forget was in relation to our position during this event. We were in the North Philippine Sea, south of Japan, the Devil's Sea, sometimes called the Dragon's Triangle. Damn. That's interesting stuff. Doc pointed out a green light well ahead of our position and probably 2 or 3 miles off our starboard beam. The night was moonless and the sea was like glass. Doc told me that it was the object. That was the object that had caused our detour. He also said that he had been told that all communication from that ship had stopped 2 hours ago. We talked and watched for a long time. After 20-25 minutes, that green light turned bright orange and expanded to twice the size. That's incredible. That's an incredible day. And the fact that it's out there at sea makes it so much creepier.
Unidentified submerged object.
That, no doubt about it. USO right there. Krista, quite frankly, producer, says, my friend told me that when she was serving overseas in the Navy as a cryptologic technician in the early 90s, that there were frequent sightings of UFO inexplicably entering and exiting the ocean at high rates of speed. This observation were reportedly unlike any technology our own military is capable of, with advanced craft, strange lights, and bizarrely sophisticated flight patterns. These sightings, according to my friend who still works for the government, were very common around Diego Garcia. You see, this is what I'm talking about with the Pais effect. It's one thing. I mean, even in the sky, to be able to go at, I don't know, some of these things have been said to go like 30,000 miles an hour, and then hit a hard right 90-degree turn, which would mutilate, just completely vaporize any of us if all the normal rules for physics applied. But that there's something else there that kind of just created a displacement of the environment around it, which of course would have to be the same thing if you're operating with this kind of agility under the water with all that drag there. You have to be able to displace the water. And what amazing cover the ocean would give any kind of special operation like that if you're able to travel that effortlessly underwater. I mean, there could be a whole other world down there. I'm so much more afraid of that than like the concept of deep space. Man, oh man. Okay, so that's really it for now. There's another one I wanted to do. I will do this some other time. Hauntings from the soldiers in Vietnam who use first-generation infrared goggles. They are seeing some sort of entities all around them with the infrared. I'm going to save that for another Friday night with Matt, because right now I want to do a little bit of show and tell with you. A little bit of show and tell, my friends. Now, it's been a long time since I showed anybody this, and this is from 2000. No, it's from 1996. I don't know when the night that the Yankees won the World Series in 1996, but this right here, Matt.
That is.
What's that?
I know what that is.
Oh, I know you do. Now, this was at my grandmother's house. It was the night of the big Halloween party that they would have every year. So there's people all throughout the house, but there was a lot of us where we're there with my mom. You'll hear her screaming. My mom is in there, cousins, my godfather, Anthony's running around. You're going to see me over here. They are 2 pitches away from winning the first World Series since 1978. This is 96. Now I'm going to show you the actual win, because it's what happens afterward is what I'm setting up right here. So here we go. Take a look at this. Maybe about a minute.
This is pandemonium. Oh my God.
We're sweating bullets here.
Who is it?
There I am right there. That's me.
I can't talk. I'm in the bathroom.
Who is it?
That must Scotty. It must be somebody. Tell him to go to hell.
He's at the game. How can he be on the phone?
Scotty?
There you go. Look at this.
It's foul.
Oh, he just missed it. He just missed it. Oh, maybe he didn't. No, he got it. He missed it.
It's the next pitch that does it.
Nothing.
What's going on? I can't take this. Just like you take. Wait a minute. Did you see that guy almost fell down?
You should have had that.
Now what happened?
You should have had that. The guy almost got killed.
It's a twister. It's a twister.
That's my cousin Jeff. That's my mom.
What happened?
It's just one more strike to go.
Okay, well, out of the way. You're in the way. Get out of the way. Frank, get out of the way. Everybody get out of the way.
Here it goes. Oh, it feels so good too. And you can go back to those any times you want. And but here is the setup. So my cousin Jeff's in there. He was wearing the jacket and the hat. He's the one that said, "So it's one more strike." Now, right after this, maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 20 minutes after this, everything's starting to calm down. We're catching our breath. Everybody's feeling amazing. Jeff, who's very, very emotional, said, well, there's only one more thing to be said. And he let out just a blood-curdling scream. That's it. He just let it all out. Oh, there's only one thing to be said now. And he just screamed. Now, I thought to myself, well, that I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. It was funny. I just love stuff like that. I'm, 12 years old, whatever it was, 11 years old. And then something amazing happens. Outside, at this point, my father was filming some silliness in the Halloween decorations in the front lawn. And it just so happens that the scream from inside made its way onto the film that he was making perfectly. Okay, now we're going to go to the 30-minute mark. Listen to this. My father sits down on the front bench. He decorated the front. That's the front of the house. He decorated back then. He's sitting on the front bench, and he's going to say, welcome to my villa in Transylvania. Okay, and just keep your ears open. This was going on inside the living room. And here you go. The rest is history.
That looks great.
That's what I like.
On. So you have to just look through there. Hi. How are you? Welcome to my villa here in Transylvania.
That was my cousin. That was my cousin Jeff. He had just said to all of us, well, there's only one thing left to be said.
That's funny.
When we went back and watched this and that scream showed up, that was just the greatest. The fact that I had that scream for all time. And I guess that's October 26, 1996. Oh, what magical times. Just magical.
A long time ago.
It's a very long time. It's going to be 30 years soon. It's going to be 30 years. It's 28 years. That's just not right. That should not be allowed by anybody. That should not be allowed. All right, let's go to the super chats real quick to make sure we cleaned up. Thank you so much to everybody who's been hanging out with us. Let me go to the Rumble rants. There's a few over there. Jay Semo, has Biden been tested for rabies? No, but they should, right? Especially with all the biting he's been doing. Hey, would you blow me? Says, hey, Matt, is being gay requirement for joining your Franciscan subgroup? And if so, shouldn't you call them the San Franciscans?
No, it's not. It's an option.
It's just an option to be gay?
Yeah. Choose it.
B. Mulaney says, catching you live for the first time in over a year. Just wanted to pop in and say, Matt is gay. A gay cat.
A gay cat.
A cat. Love you.
I better look out for feline AIDS.
Thank you, B. Mulaney. Thank you so much. And I hope that you get to hang out with us live again. Catching you live for the first time in over a year. Just wanted to pop in and say, oh, he said it again. Matt's a gay cat. All right, over on quitefrankly.tv, super chats by Gold Pills on Pilled. C. Blanche, thank you. Robert Sarns. Stevie B says, got my first postcard and some amazing chocolate this week. Thank you, Frank. Oh, and also, Diane! Everybody's screaming for Diane. Yes. The chocolate. I told Justin, I said, you know what? I'm going to include you in some of these incentives as well. Because I just grab your address, I sent it to him. He sends them out real quick. I pay for the shipping. Everybody makes off well. I pay for the chocolate. He gets to put his chocolate into the hands of people who probably never tasted it before. You get to taste botanical health food chocolate, and hopefully you buy some more, and you all become good friends. Because it's very easy to become friends with Yes Cacao. They become family real quick. Witchy Poo, thank you so much. C. Blanche. So much from C. Blanche and Witchy Poo. They're getting into a battle over here. Then comes Delona breaking it all up. And Stephen and Lori, thank you so much for the cookies. C. Blanche again. Delona says, vote for Trump. We must save Matt and his terrific laugh. See? I think a lot of people out there are voting just to make sure that your life is safe.
Nothing's guaranteed, and my laugh is recorded.
The laugh has been recorded. We can always go and AI generate it. Delona, thank you. Big battle between Witchy Poo and Delona, and everybody's going nuts. Kay Landry says, hey, Mr. Frank, this is Ethan. I wanted to say hello and tell Aurora happy Halloween. Well, Ethan, hello to you, and I will pass that along. And yeah, everybody, the the healthy alternative candy that I was telling you about, that Lauren found through actually Jay Gulinello's partner, Kathleen, from the health retreat. It's called Unreal. The brand name is called Unreal, and they make very clean alternatives for Snickers, for M&Ms, for peanut butter cups. They're so good. I looked on the back of I was looking on the back of the bag of the essentially the peanut M&Ms, the Unreal peanut M&Ms, and no seed oils in that. It was all very, very clean stuff. It was great. So again, Aurora went out trick-or-treating, and she got to trade in all the fun stuff that you do out there for the alternatives. And if you have a place where people still come trick-or-treating, you should think about giving those out. Think about it. Delona, thanks again. Witchy Poo, whole sleeve of cookies. Same thing for Delona again. There. Juan Morning says, I need those laughs. Thank you, Juan. I needed those laughs too. Witchy Poo. Stove comes in, breaks it all up. River Pike says, my wife got the Halloween poster card you sent. Very nice. You made her smile. Well, I love writing them. Every last one is written with love, and you get one every month. So that's the best part about it. And I'll let you know how many are actually open again, because I have some clearing out to do, I realized. C. Blanche says, my daughter was born on the 28th of 1996. Well, then I guess my cousin Jeff wasn't the only one screaming that night, huh? River Pike and Stevie B. Stevie B says, definitely going to be getting some chocolate. Well, all is right with the world. All right, guys and gals, thank you for everything. I really, really appreciated this week with you, and more of this to come. On Monday, we're kicking it all off with Rich Barris. And then Tuesday night is the big event, if you know what I mean. Matt, thanks again for hanging out. It's been good to see you again.
Thank you, Francis.
Okay, well, you guys be good, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Become a sponsor. Please go to quitefrankly.tv and go to the sponsor us page and get on Patreon. Get on the Subscribe Star. Get into a specialty perk, or you can sign up for as little as $5 a month right there through the website itself. And all those universal perks are huge. And you're definitely going to want to read the newsletter that comes out on Monday morning. That features a Tony Black segment I just did with him for Thanksgiving. Rich Barris is contributing something to it. We have an awesome feature with Rick, Miami Rick, the pilot. Oh, there's so much that's going to be in there for Monday, and that's for subscribers. There you have it. So be a part of it all. I can't wait to welcome you aboard this weekend. And also, right now, if you go to quitefrankly.tv, we have our after hours programming that is beginning just as I wrap up here. And what's on for after hours? We're starting off with Mark Dice, Kamala on Doom Spiral, Jeff Harmon, New Moon and November updates, Mike Benz, military coup to stop Trump, Truth Stream Media, what is also going on in North Carolina and everywhere else, part 3. We featured their part 1 and 2. Part 3 is in here. This is the one that Grace said that they just released the other night. And then we're ending with the Joe Rogan episode with J.D. Vance that just came out a day or so ago. So that it all starts right now on quitefrankly.tv as we wrap up here. So no matter where you watch the 7 o'clock show, come over to the website, press play, and be a part of the after hours on the supplemental network coverage. Okay? That's that. Can't wait for Monday. And I'll see you in the chat room tonight. Good night.
I'll catch you on the flip side.